Yes. Should invite some people in tonight. Let me see. How we invite people in? Yes. Yeah, thank you for joining the live tonight. We are here. We're going to talk about a little bit more food today. And again, we're going to talk about how you could start your food business with no income. And again, anyone who want to chime in and tell me what I'm doing wrong, because I can't tell from here. I'm staring into a screen here. It's my second live, my third live. I said second, my third live. I want to thank everyone for joining. Yes, again, my name is Darius. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I got started in this thing called food business, which I love so much. I gave my life to great service, and today you know what? I ran into a friend today, and we got to talking a little bit about service. That particularly, he came from Jamaica. He did not stay in one of the resorts. He actually stayed in Kingston, and he went out there. He told me his experience in some restaurants he had, and we talking about service among our people, um, particularly Caribbeans. I'm Haitian, so we have the same problem. It's a cross island thing. We talk about service industry, like servicing others, man. And he was telling me how these places were so nice, but the service was not to par. And we got to talk about that. And I said, you know what? I had to write. I'm because he talked to me about it because I'm a stickler for great service. Anyone that know me that ever came to one of my restaurants, had my service as a caterer, I'm a stickler for great service. I have to have the service was always on par. I had to have great service, and it's just a shame that to get that is usually I didn't. It wasn't my skin color I was hiring. It was outside of that to get great service, and we were talking about that for a while. Why in this business we give such bad service? It's something that fathomed to me. You could go to any restaurant, if it's black owned or Caribbean owned, you're gonna get some horrible service. Let's get it straight. Let's really talk about this because if anybody want to chime in, want to come up, you could come up. I put you in if you come up and want to talk about that. We could talk about that because that is something that's straight across the Caribbean and straight across our black owned restaurant here in the states and everywhere else too. It is a problem giving great services out, and I think it has to. Well, my take on it, I have a thing I'm going to put out tomorrow, a video I'm going to put up. It has to do with going back to us not being in the front house too much to greet people too much. We were more in the back house. We learned how to cook. We learned how to put the seasoning down, put all that stuff down. But when it was time to greet the people, we were never trained to do that. Not saying that people we work for had to train us, but we really was not trained for that. Think about it when you go home and eat. Yeah, you get greeted by your mother and stuff like that, but you wasn't trained to go and um, greet people with such warmness and with such happiness. That's not something we usually have, especially in the Caribbean. But we love to do it with our loved ones and stuff like that. But that's something interesting. I'm going to look up more into that and talk about that. Why we give such bad service in our community, and the thing is too, in restaurants in New York and New Jersey, there's some waiters and bartenders which I knew that will make well over six figures. I was dating a girl. She was a bartender. She works for a bar in Brooklyn, right by the Brooklyn Arena. She used to make more than $150,000 a year bartending. Easy. She used to come with all this tip every night. She used to make way money. Sometimes she would make more money than my two restaurants combined at certain nights with the tips she would make. Um, and and there's some waiters that I know that make well over $100,000 a year, waiting tables. And people are missing out on that if they clone into, because I think this is one of the best jobs you could have while you're in school, and it could be a great career opportunity too if you are in the a nice table service restaurant. You can make great money as a waitress and waiter, and people are missing out on that because they look at it. Oh, I'm servicing somebody. But if you clone into really loving what you do, me, I love to service people. If you come to my house, I have a dinner party, and you say, Darius, I love this glass, you're gonna have that glass to go home with. Or I'm gonna send it to your office the next day, a whole set, 6 sets, whatever, 6 pieces, whatever. You're going to have that to go home with. I'm that type of person. I love to service others. Um, and that's one of the thing about being in the restaurant business. And I always talk about this. This is a service business. That's why they say this is a high turnover business for failure. It's not that it's a business that fails. It's the wrong people that gets into the business. Most people are not service orientated people. They're not people that's really going to put their heart out into the business. They're looking at what are they making, how much money they're making now. They're not really looking at, okay, how can I serve the people that work for me, my employees? How could I serve my vendors? How could I be at service to just that one person that come in and buy one item? How could I be at service to them? I used to have this. I used to have a restaurant on 22 Greenbrook, New Jersey. It's called Darius Grill. And there used to be a lady that used to come in. I used to sell chicken skewers in this restaurant. She used to come in every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, right between our busy hours, but sometimes we wasn't so busy. But she would come in and talk about her husband that was in the house sick. She was taking care of her husband. I forgot what he had, but she would come in just to talk about her husband. And we would give her the time. We would talk to her. But after a while, we didn't see her. A couple months went by, we didn't see her anymore. I was thinking about her. I was like, wow, I haven't seen her for a while. And then 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks went by. About fourth week, she showed up, and I said, "What happened?" She said, "My husband passed away." I said, "Wow." And to make a long story short, all this lady wanted to come in and do every week is to get away from caring for her husband, because all she was doing was taking care of her husband every week. See, we don't know why people walk into our doors sometimes. We don't know why they patronize our business. We don't know why they choose to take the time out to talk to us. And we have to be very, very sensitive towards that in the restaurant business, in the caring business, which is the hospitality business. We really have to be at service to others. We really have to. It's a talent to be at service to others. So if you're not a person that is service orientated, this business is wrong for you. This food business would not be right for you, because let me tell you, you have to love this business of service to be at service to others. Whether you are feeling good or feeling bad, you have to be at service to others. So yeah, so thank you for I see some people joining: Leon Cole, Wendy Williams, Weddy Williams, Joseph Woodson. I believe in you. I like that name. Ken New, Marsha, Philo Jen Berlin 8. Yes, shout out to everybody that's kind of stop in. Krisha Fintel late. later. I guess Jay. Shout out to everyone. Again, we're gonna talk about today. How do you start in this business with no money? It's an easy thing. It's easy for me because I've done it so many times over and over. And as you get to know my story, you learn that I'm doing it right now, but in a different way. I'm rebranding what I know in this business and sharing it with you, and that's keeping my career keep going because I love this business so much. I could share with 20,000 people if I could take them from one part of their life to another part of their life. Because there's people right now that are sitting and have an item that they cook all the time for birthday parties. They have an item that they cook all the time. They bring it to their Thanksgiving parties. They get rave reviews for, it, and bring it to work all the time. But all they doing it for is rave reviews. And this item, you could turn it into income. You could turn it into money. Now, how do you do that? Next time, think about it. Next event you're gonna go to. What's the next holiday? Mother's Day. You get invited to a Mother's Day party. Might be your own mother, your family's home, and you're going to cook something. And say you making some lasagna, and someone say, Marsha, I would love your lasagna. I really love your lasagna. Guess what you say, Marsha? You say, you know what? It's available next time you need it. It's available. And believe me, say it in a way that you take it to a business venture as well. It's available. Call me, put an order in, and I'll gladly make it for you. The minute you say put an order in, they'll know you out for business. Now, you've been doing this for years, not making a dime out of it. Imagine from one pan of lasagna, you make 50 bucks. Now, let's multiply that by four pans of lasagna. That's 200 bucks. And to make that, you could make that between a Friday and Saturday. You could make, say, you make eight pans of lasagna. You know, so think about it. Do the math. It's an easy math. Now, I say one item because it's easier to start with one item. I Some people might have a full time job. Again, I'm doing this. I'm really sharing this with you guys because I wanted to pick a subject that I'm passionate about, and I'm passionate about the food industry. I could talk about this for days. We could be here on this live until next week, Tuesday. That's not a problem. We have 20,000 stories a day. That's not something hard for me. This is something I love. So sharing with you my experiences, hoping that you could learn from my experiences, give me joy. It actually do. It actually do. Because I don't have no course I'm selling. All I'm selling is myself and my knowledge to you. And hopefully, if you get into this business, you need some help, you could call me and I will help you. That's all I'm selling. And also, I have a great website I created for you guys. It's a journey website. I call it a journey website. It take you from one to eight to build your food business. You know? So again, let's go back to how you could start this with no money. Easy. When I started out, I was in the music industry. I was cooking chicken skewers. This is what I was doing. I was making chicken skewers all day because in the music industry, everyone was eating poorly. I was with the group called the Fugees. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. Fugees, Wyclef Jean, Lauryn Hill, Killing Me Softly, and all that. I came from that era, refugee camp. So we were in the studio all day and all night making music, but we were eating poorly. Being that I am who I am, the chef in me that I just started cooking people. I just started making chicken skewers. I started telling people, give me a little bit of your money that you're gonna spend on junk food. Let me go buy some groceries and let me cook some food. And that's exactly what I did. I went out, started cooking food. But I did not know people were looking at me. Sometimes you're doing things, you don't know who's looking at you and who's not looking at you. I did not know people were looking at me, you know? So shout out to roster, user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Casey, Christine, Vivian, Michelle, Emma. Shout out to all you guys, man. Big ups, man, for even stopping by. Big ups that I can even see your name right now. Aisha, shout out to you. Shout out to all you guys. And thank you so much. And I give shout out to people that do this on a daily basis. Big shout out, man. I gotta give a clap to the people that do it on a daily basis because this is not easy. And there's a couple people that I got inspired to start this with, and I really I'm glad I got inspired to do this because I actually enjoy talking to, and hopefully one or two people could listen and take a learn from this. So as I was in the music business, I don't know if some of you might remember the score came out, became huge, huge success. Wyclef made tons of money from it. He bought a big house. And I was sitting home one day. I get a call from him, and he said, "Darius, I'm having a big party at my house. Um, can you cater it?" I said, "Cater it? Catering? I don't have a catering company. I don't have a business card. I never told anyone I was a caterer. I don't have a team. I don't have equipment to cater or anything." He said, "Can you cater my party?" I was like, "Okay." I said, "Sure." The minute I said yes to that question, everything shift. I can't really begin to tell you how everything shift. I started thinking as a hobby cook, just someone that's bringing a dish to a party, straight business. It clicked right away. Now, I didn't have money at that time. Money wasn't ringing in, it wasn't like that. Um, I was like, okay, this is going to be a high budget party. Where I'm going to get money to do this party? Where am I going to do this? I don't know. So I sat down for a minute. I said, okay, if I put together the budget it was cost me for that party, my rentals, my staffing, my food, if I put everything that it would cost me for that party, check this out, and ask the cost of the party as my deposit. That's my deposit, and everything that's remaining balance, 50% balance. So 50% deposit will cover the event, and the remaining 50% will be my profit. I don't know if you guys know in this business to get 50% profit is unheard of. But I made it since I started this business. I'm not gonna if I'm gonna do it and it's hard work, I'm not gonna do it for nothing. I have to make some money out of this. So I gave White Clef a call. I said, "Hey Clef, what's up? Let me come over. Let's put this contract together." I said, "If we put this contract together, would you be willing to give me 50% down deposit?" He said, "Sure." Okay. And I said 50% the rest the week of the event. Sure, no problem, Darius. Went ahead, had the meeting, met up with the event planner. We scoped out the area, big pool area, outside party. It ended up to being a whole day party between 12 midday to all the way 9 o'clock at night. That's a two-shift party. You had to talk about it. It was like I had to double the staff. One staff come from 12 to 5. The other one right out from 5 to 9 o'clock. So I had to shift all that up. And I had to figure out where I'm going to get staff too. So I put all that together, did the 50% and 50% in the back end, which was my profit. Boom. Right away, I had a business. Before I did the party, it wasn't a business yet. Now I had the money to start the business, which is the 50% back end, which is my profit. I used that profit to formulate my business. And I'm telling you, That was the smartest thing I did because what's my phone? I was trying to look at it. Okay, that was the smartest thing I did, and that was step one: formulate my business. How did I formulate my business? I had to sit down. I had a meeting with myself. I had to say, okay, you don't have a name, you don't have a location, you don't have what style of business you're going to do. At the time, I did not know nothing about catering. Again, I'm doing this as I'm going along. I had no mentor. I had no one breathing down my neck. This is how you need to do it. This is how you do. I had none of that. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to John Chops, Mel List or Mel's. Shout out to Kala, Cynthia, Berlencia, Robinson, Neville. Shout out to all you guys. Yes. So this is something I had no mentor on. I had to do everything on my own. So little by little, I went along and made some. I made some mistakes. It wasn't gravy, but I learned from my first event. One thing I learned about from my first event, to be successful in this event, I had to partner up with vendors. Because to make my event happen, guess what? I had to partner up with an event staffing company. And I worked with them for years until she moved to Dominican Republic. She opened up a business in Dominican Republic. I worked with that company for years. And I worked with a event rental company. Very, very important. Those are your two top people you're going to need in your corner as a caterer. If you decide to be a full-time caterer, even if you're not full-time caterer, if you're running a house, if you have a house, you're running a house, you need those two things. If you decide to have a party, you need those things. I know a lot of people think, okay, if I'm having a party, oh, it's cheaper to buy tablecloth. Guess what? That's the first thing I thought when I started this business. That's what I did. For the white clip party, I went out and bought 20 white tablecloth. Guess how long, first of all, bought the 20 white tablecloth, $20 a piece. Okay, not bad. How much to rent it? $12 a piece. But guess what renting does? You could send them right back and they get laundered. Guess how much it costs me to get my tablecloths laundered? $10. So it cost me $30 just to sit them on the shelf because the next party I had didn't want white tablecloths. They wanted red. So I was like, okay, it made no sense to buy. It made all the sense in the world to rent. So I started using vendors. So I didn't buy equipment. I started renting equipment when I started out. If I needed portable stove, food warmers, barbecue grill, they come and drop everything off, guys. And they come and clean it. That's number one part. We scrape the food off, but they clean everything. Dishes, they come and clean it. Glasses, they pick it up and clean it. Didn't have to worry about that. You know how much it costs to hire people to wash dishes? You need two, three guys at $100 a pop. That's $300. How much does it cost to rent those dishes? Half of that. Cause $75, $75 cents a plate. Cost half of that to rent. So it made sense to just rent. And vendors are your biggest partners. Event planners are your biggest partners. Entertainment partners as well. DJs, photographers, wedding decorators. Those are your vendors. They need to be a phone call away, one dial away. Everyone needs to be on your phone. That's what's going to make you. So I just gave you some good advice how to start with no money. Bang, the deposit method, guys. Go in and thinking anything you need to make something happen, collect a deposit. Collect a deposit. Let's sit there till the week of the event. and start spreading out your money to your vendors, you know, to your event planners. I mean, not your event planners, to your rental companies, to your staffing companies. All that come from your deposit. You can make the whole thing happen from your deposit. Now, if you need a place to cook, that comes from your deposit as well. You could rent a kitchen. You could rent a kitchen. I would start off the way I started off. I had a great relationship with my church. Every church have a kitchen, guys. Every big, especially the old churches, they got some great kitchens. The old churches have the great kitchens, but you gonna have to do a little politics because they don't rent those kitchen out. So it's against the law for them to rent it out. You have to go in and say, okay, if I give a donation, can I use your kitchen? That's the language you use. That's how you start your business with no money down, guys. It's called deposit. Very important. Anyway, I wouldn't even do an event without a deposit at all. Not in this business. You're gonna meet all kinds of tricks in this business. They're gonna hit you up with all kinds of tricks in this business. Number one trick to look out for as a new caterer, you're gonna be hot. See, when I started out real hot because my first event was a celebrity event. So I had a lot of celebrity events after that. We talking about there are so many different names. Whitney Houston, Mary J. Blige, Funk Master Flex. So I was doing the whole arena of catering. One thing about doing catering for these events is not one thing. That's why I say this is not a hustling business because I see on IG and YouTube a lot of caterers. They got the cameras running. Those events, you're not gonna bring no cameras in those kitchen. You're not. You have somebody's high profile client. You stepping into their homes to cater an event. You ain't bringing no cameras in. It's not gonna be allowed. No, it's not even allowed. It's disrespectful to do that as a person that get hired for a job. Now, see, they doing that a lot, and a lot of people give discount to their clients if they could film. But to me, if you're catering 200 people, you have 2 hours to spend time. Who got time to film me? I always wondered that. My concern is to do the service first. My concern is always to do great service first. I don't. I used to say, get that camera off me. I don't want to see that. My concern was about service industry. One top good life. Yeah, not two. Barrington, what's up, guys? How you guys? Yannick Lewis, what's up? Oscar, yo, shout out to you guys for I don't know if you guys join in or passing through. I don't know how that goes. I see it as a join in, but I don't see it as a person in the room. I don't know that. I don't even know how many people I have in the room. I probably have zero. Not sure. Um, but if anyone listening, leave a comment. Uh, so I have the light here. I think my light dimmed out. If anyone listening, leave a comment. Uh, so I could see that anyone's listening at all, because I'm not sure what's going on. So if anyone in the room, you are in the room, leave a comment. If not, I keep talking. It's good practice anyway. Great practice. But anyway, there's a lot of stories you will get in this industry. What are the things I got hit with the first as a new caterer? Hey, come to my parties. You will get there's gonna be a lot of stars there. You get great exposures. I'm talking about top name, not names call this. I think sometimes it's a hustle for the event planner because the event planner get the budget for the caterer and they trying to hustle out by not paying for the caterer, and they trying to hustle you out and say, okay, we'll get you for cheap and then pocket the rest. I peeped that up a couple of times with a couple of event planners I work. They say, oh, you're gonna do this Prince party. but there's no budget. How, okay, it don't make sense. Talking about Prince, one of the biggest stars, but there's no budget. We're gonna do it at his house. There's no budget. Are you kidding me? There has to be a budget somewhere for this. So sometimes a lot of new caterers get abused. A lot of new chefs get abused. A lot of new service people get abused in this industry. And that's something to be talked about. So if you knew, do not discount yourself. Guess what? If you discount yourself, you're going to be discounted forever. You're going to be the discounted chef. If you're going to be $100 per person chef, start at $100 per person chef and remain that and up and go higher. If you're going to be a $25 per person chef and say, oh, I'll go up later, no, you will never go up because you're going to be labeled as that $25 per person chef. So discounting your services just to say, okay, I'm going to have more referrals, big, big, big no. Discounting yourself because somebody tell you there's going to be celebrities there and you're going to get referrals, big, 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 big no. It's all crap. Not good. It does not fit the business model because this business model is all about work, 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 work. You cannot get that energy back. You cannot get those Saturdays nights back. You cannot get those late nights back. And you cannot get your creativity back. So I beg you, if you're starting this out, do not cheapen yourself out at all. That's one of the biggest advice I could give you in this business. So now let's talk a little bit about this website I got. Let's talk about this website I got. Uh, it's called chef2ceo.com. And yes, we do. It's a journey website. You could check it out. It's a journey website. Take you from 1 to 8, and by the time step 8, you have a full-fledged business. Give you all. It's a tool website to give you the tools that you need to make it in this business. From menu planning, website planning. It also has how to build your business plan tool. It's a web. It's all third parties. Um, it's UpMetrics. It's a business that you do your business plan with. It's a software you do your business plan with. It's pretty dope. And there's even Davo. There's even a company called Davo. That what Davo do, going to create connect it with your POS system, and what they do, they hold out all your taxes for you. Whether you're doing pick up catering, restaurant. Whether you're gonna pick any one of those lanes, that's one thing we're not talking about. Picking your lane for this business, what suits for you. We'll talk about that next time. But I have tons of helpful training on this website that could help you. I partner with 360 Training. If you don't know 360 Training, they're one of the biggest in this business. They one of the biggest in this business. For me to partner with them, they must really see something in me. And I have to say thank you when we partnered up because they give training on how to train your staff, how to hire competent managers, tips training. Tips is a certified training that you do need in parts of the state to um, to be a certified bartender, to be a certified manager in the hospitality industry. The tips training is huge. Um, so I partner with them as well. And also I have a few partnership in there that's really crucial, very crucial. You get to see their name up in there. We partner up with Lightspeed POS system, one of the best in the industry. Lightspeed POS system. They cover all the arenas, all the big golf course, all the big chain. They also cover all the big chain. Fast foods, Lightspeed. And through Lightspeed, you can hook up with Davo, make something great. Using those tools, because there's tons of tools out there, just like AI. There's ton of AI um, tools you could use out there. One of the things I realized, because we have so many choices in this industry, so many things we could tap into, It's easier if someone can form all those in for you. Instead of 20 choices, you get to have two, three choices right in front of you. And I give you the top choices in this business. Top choices in this business. Another thing we have, a tool we have in there, my coaching, my coaching. You get to hire me as a coach. You get to call me and say, Darius, this is where I'm at with this business. What can I do with it? One of the things I'm good at. This is one of my strong points. I love to come in and see a problem and solve it in the restaurant industry. I'm the third eye. I'm the third eye. Even if you're doing good, I could make you do better. I could raise your percentages a lot better. You might have an idea. I'm the third eye you need to say, okay, you might want to go about it this way, but it's better if we go about it this way. Let's go left instead of right. Because sometimes with someone that's been in the industry for a long time, you kind of know where you're going to sink at and where you're going to float at. So it's good to have someone there with you. You could call, and I'm not that expensive at all. Hey, you talking about a consultation by on $124. Come on, for about an hour, that's not much at all. But and it's well worth it. We would talk about tools. We would talk about strategies. We would talk about how you're going to have a longevity in this business. It's not about making money now. There's tons of ways you can make money now, but how long you going to have in the business? That's one of the things that's key. I lasted 25 years in the catering company. Oh my God, 25 years. It happened so fast because I had so much fun. I had fun with my one of the best contracts I had was Macy's. I enjoyed doing those Macy's events, full of stars, full of celebrities. We used to do the events for Black History Month. Those events was always great because we had all black vendors, a lot of black stars come out. And it was Macy's New York, Times Square. It was exciting, feeding 300 people. And I got a little story for you too, how I got that Macy's gig and how I almost lost $20,000 per gig in those Macy's gigs. I got a story for that. Um, I'm telling you, there's so many great stories in this business, but one of the things I see a lot, and I don't want for you if you decide to be in this business, do not treat it like a hustling game. Treat it as a long term game. Set up yourself right. I made some mistakes on that step. Set up yourself right. So when it's time for you to walk away, you could either leave it for your kids, sell it, or leave it to one of your employees and get a paycheck every week. Or keep it running like a machine and get a paycheck every week while you in the Bahamas somewhere getting paid. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's called having a system. And that's one thing I'm big on right now. If you don't have a system in the food industry, you have nothing. You need to have a system. I really don't like to talk about that part of it on TikTok because so many TikTokers talking about how you could join this, how you could join that. I am overwhelmed with that. I would rather just talk about the food industry all day and every day. Again, I'm going to have a different session where I have a couple guests from these vendors. I will invite them up. We talk about different business ideas in this industry. Definitely. And I'm also thinking about doing a segment where we pair up chefs with people that's opening up restaurants. Because one of the biggest thing hole I see, there's a lot of investors that want to invest into restaurants, but they're always looking for talented chefs. And I'm the middle guy that always get that. And sometimes it's not easy finding that one chef that you could bridge into two. You got the investors and you got the person with a great idea, with a great menu. You gotta be able to bridge those two. And I want to use this platform, if I could get it big enough, to bridge those two gaps up. Bring them up right here. Chef, investors, meet up, open up, make good business together. That's one of my things I want to do with Chef the CEO, and that's what this website is all about. Insights. You could go in the website and see stories. I have a vlog on there where you could read up on stories where people start up with nothing. That story is being told every day. Start with nothing and work hard. Like I told a story about this one lady that started a business with just a peach cobbler in Orange, New Jersey. Turned that one peach cobbler, and she turned that one peach cobbler. People come to her house, turned it into a barbecue restaurant. Within 4 years, she had a bar. Another 4 years, she had a entertainment complex, big banquet hall, doing concerts all day. That's huge. That is huge. One item. That's all you need. One item. Yo, don't make it complex. The other day, I got called into this restaurant. The guy was losing money. Busy every day. Again, you might go to a restaurant, you see it busy all the time, but they're not making money. This guy was in the hole every Monday. That's when he go over. He said, Jarvis, I'm not making money. I said, all right, let me look at your menu. I look at that menu. There must have been over 30 items on that menu. 30 items. I said, Richard, what are you doing with 30 items? See, the thing was, when you had 30 items, certain items on there, I would say 25% on the items on that menu, you're only using it for that one item. You have to be able to cross over materials. If you have one piece of chicken breast, that chicken breast needs to serve for like five, six, seven dishes. Chicken strips, chicken parmesan, chicken mayonnaise, chicken. You gotta be able to use it for different dishes. You gotta be able to just use. You can't just have chicken breast for a chicken breast sandwich, and that's all they used to have for it. That was the problem with that menu. 30 items. You don't need all that, especially today. People are focused in one. People like going to one a restaurant where it's good for one thing. Think about it. Think about it. All the good restaurants you've been to, you think about that item before you leave your home. You think about it. Think about it. So I zimmed down. It was hard to do because it's hard to work with restaurant owners sometimes. They don't want to hear it. I say, no, we're going to sim down. We're going to cut the menu in half. And we're going to turn it 15 items, no, 15 items on the menu, but we only going to use 7 items on the restaurant. Going to cut your inventory in half. Going to cut your buying power in half. You don't need to spend some $4,000. You're gonna be spending $2,000 a week, and you're gonna make the same. Not even make the same numbers. You're gonna almost double your numbers. He thought I was crazy. We started working 6 months ago. Now popping. I'm gonna get his permission first before I could give him a shout out. I'll give him a shout out next time I have a podcast because that story just popped in my mind. I just don't shout out people's restaurant I work for. It's like, checking in first. I just don't want people put people's business out there. Not everyone wants to know that they were failing. That's not something you broadcast. But anyway, let's give our shout out to Tam Roosevelt. Is that Roosevelt? Roosevelt, Kimmy, Wads. I don't know how you say it. La Boja, DJ Jazz, like that, man, my brother. Yo, shout out to you guys. I don't know whether you passing through or you are in the live. I'm not sure how that works. I see a number on top. There might be two guests in there. There's 213 people passing through. I don't know how that works, but I'm just grateful. Let me tell you guys, if I tell you a story, how am I even on this live? It's just crazy. That's something else. I have a book on the website that talk about my story. It talk about my catering story. It's called Cooking Isn't the Problem. Talking about my catering story and the ending of the ending of the book tells a little bit why I'm here. That would take another live to talk about that. I have to make sure I have people in the room when I talk about that because I can't even tell whether I have people in the room or not. So uh, I don't know whether you guys could comment or not. If you all here comment something, comment one, so I know I'm not alone here. I really don't know. Uh, there's somebody comment one. I don't know if you can. Um, not sure. Let me see the comments right here. Let me put one myself. I don't know. They comment. Okay, yeah, it does work. Yeah, but definitely. I will tell that story when it's time. But I'll tell you, when you have a talent within you, no one could get that away from you. You will have a story forever. And you can turn that story into products. I didn't understand how that worked. You can turn that story into product, and you can also turn that story where you can help others. I never understood that. People used to tell me that all the time. You need to live your walk. Make your walk work for you. Don't start keep complaining about your next step or the step you took last week or yesterday. Do not. Guys, I tell you right now, this is not a motivational channel, but I tell you, when you are motivated by a higher power, you have no choice but to talk about it. You have to, because you're a living witness, you know? You're a walking witness. And I thank you. I'm so thankful that I'm even here right now, able to talk to you, communicate to anyone that's able to hear me right now. Anybody that's willing to listen. I thank you for being here. I'm grateful for being here. And you need to be grateful for where you at too. So yeah, we all here. I'm gonna try to come on live every night around 8 o'clock. That's gonna be my new time slot. I think I'm gonna do that every night at 8 o'clock. Sometime I come during the day. I Again, if anyone is here is a TikTok coach, could tell me how to best work this, I would appreciate it because my lighting is off. And if I don't really know how to work this, but if somebody got any pointers, you could DM me and let me know. Okay, we work something out because I need help. But also check out the website. I'm about to get out of here now. Check out the website, guys. It's a great website. I work hard on it. Chef2CEO.com. And if you may have any type of suggestion on the website, DM me. I'm that open. I'm right here. DM me. DM me. I have no problem with that. I'm right here. I'm a realest guy you could ever meet. You can even call me, see if I have recipe. Hey, Darius, I got a cupcake recipe. Man, what do you think I should do with that? I'll give you suggestion. It don't always have to be go on my website. Book me for a consultation. Nah, it's not that. It's not that hard. The consultation is really when you're ready to start a business and you need help with. But if you need advice on something simple, hey, I have something I'm doing and I really don't know how to go about it. I want to have 50 people in my space, and this is the idea I have. And being a restaurant owner, you learn to be a promoter, party planner, chef, garbage man. You get everything under your website designer, menu designer, uh, decorator. You get to be everything under the hat being a restaurant owner. That's why I learned how to create my own website because when I was building restaurants, I kept on giving web designers deposits, but they would never finish the work. And what they would do, they would take my login information for Google, my login information for some of my emails, and my login information for my website servers. And what they would do, take 50% deposit and disappear. And I could not get into those spaces because they had my password. They would hold me hostage. So I said, you know what? No more of that. I would never do that again. So I started building my own websites. I started training myself to build my own websites. And to the point, I built over 50 websites for people, for different restaurants now. I've done tons of websites for and I work with a marketing company out of Atlanta. Um, and they husband and wife team, great couple. Shout out to Lou and yeah, girl, and so we going to do big things. I look forward to seeing you guys every night. Sorry. Shout out to Lou and Mashia. Okay, she's going to kill me for this. Shout out to Lou and Mashia. And I'm telling you, we're going to do big things with this. I'm excited about this venture. I'm excited to even teach about what I know. I'm excited to go over my website to explore the different things you could do. And I know everybody's excited about AI, but one thing AI cannot take over, the service you give, personal service you give to people. Always remember that. If you open up a restaurant, AI cannot replace that, but AI could really give you pointers how to make things better. But the best, how to deliver that is going to take a human being. Always remember that, guys. Again, it's great, great, great being here. I enjoy this. Again, I'm one DM away if you need help with anything. You need help picking a spot up or even picking the recipe up. You might be good at one or two, three things, and I'll show you how to market one of those two, three things and get it going. By next week, you'll be selling, people picking up from your house. Your whole first floor of your home is going to be a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So definitely Rose, Boss, Kush, Positive, Jay George, Happy Fun, Julu, Marjan, Dennis Watt, Dunn, Capricorn, Deco. Shout out to all you guys, man. It's been fun. I will see you guys tomorrow, next live, and I will see you then. So peace out, guys. Peace out.